Good morning everyone. How are you all doing? Hope you all had good lesson with Miss K this morning. Alright, let's start with our Shaping Maths course book 1A. As you remember, we are doing shapes. We are learning shapes. Yesterday we have done until page number 103. 104, that is 104, 105 I've asked you to do at home because it's a very interesting activity and a very simple activity to do. Alright, now let's open up to page number 106. As you can see, the heading says forming shapes. So here Annie says a shape can be cut into pieces and put back together like a puzzle. Alright, so how did she do that? She took a circle, then she cut it into half. She split it into half, making two parts of it, something like this. You can see something like this, half and half, correct? Then what she did, to have more fun, she cut this into another half, that's called a quarter piece. So she has cut into two different parts. Can you see the parts now? So what she did, it looks like two eyes with a smiley face. But when you join these two smiley eyes together, it forms into a semicircle, a half circle. Okay? And this one here, when you join this together, from the bottom it becomes into a full circle. So it is very much of fun for you to try this at home. You can take a white piece of paper, you can color the paper, or you draw the shapes on it and color each shape differently, and then you can cut it out and join pieces how I have done. I've taken one colored paper, as I saw here, I did the same thing. I followed and I was able to get the circle, a semicircle and a quarter circle. Yeah. Now, let's look at the bottom what Bala got to say. Bala says, I can put these two triangles together to form different shapes. So, here, if you look carefully, I have drawn triangle which I want to redraw. So, I am going to draw the triangle in this way. Alright, and then I'm going to join another red color triangle to be part of it. So what happens is, if you look carefully, there are two different triangles, and if I erase this center part, what happens? It becomes into a big triangle. But if you look carefully, there are two different parts of it. So you can take two triangles, join them together and form a single triangle. Now comes the next part of our activity. That is, Bala says you can put these two to find a triangle and form different shapes. So a square. How do you think I must have got a square? Alright, look at this. I just tried, okay? What I did was, I have taken this once. Because it is diagonal, you do not get a straight shape. So let me form it first and then I will draw and show you, okay? Let me form it first. So, can you see this now? It is together, alright? Now I will draw and show you how I did it. I've taken my ruler and I'm going to draw extended lines. Though it's not a square, a straight square, it's a diagonal square. I was able to form a diagonal square. But it is square because all the sides are the same. It's like a box. Now I'm going to remove these two out. Okay, and if I join here, what did I do? Do you see this? If you look at this, it's a triangle. If you look at the bottom part, it is a triangle. So two triangles, we were able to form a square. So you can cut out the pieces at home and try to form different shapes and find out what shapes could you make. What shapes could you form? Alright, now let's come to page number 107. We are on page number 107. Now, form a circle, a square and a rectangle. You have to cut out and copy these shapes. I don't think we need to cut it out, but we can use different colored piece papers. Okay, don't cut out these pieces. Then you have to draw something similar and cut out and draw. But if you look carefully, you don't need to cut out because you can just simply make out. Like, for example, to form a circle, I would need letter A and letter F. If I put them together, it will form a circle, correct. So, please look here, on your right side of your book, right hand side, you have a part, empty part here. Alright, empty space. Or, at the bottom, or here, at the bottom, above the letter 2, do you see this circle above 2? Yeah, this is 1, this is 2. Above the 2, you can write here, what do you have to write? You have to write A, F. When you join A and F, it forms a circle. Please write down capital A, capital F. You can write here. You can write here A, F. Dash, circle, then put a comma. Alright, if you're done, quickly, let's get on to the next shape. Square and a rectangle. So what do you think, which two parts, if I put them together, will form a square? Which two parts would form a square? It is letter B and letter D. If you put B and D together, you will form a square. Capital B, capital D. Right, please quickly. Will form a square. Okay, next. Let's look at the next picture. Which two pieces put together will form a rectangle? We have already used A, F, B and D. Left is C and E. If you put C and E together, capital C, capital E, if you put them together, you will form a rectangle. Write down the spellings of the shapes are given on top, so do not panic. Circle, square, a rectangle. Please write down here above number 2. AF, if you put together pieces, you will form a circle. If you put B and D piece together, you will form a square. And if you put C and E together, you will form a rectangle. Alright, now look at the bottom, question number 2. Cut out a copy of these shapes, match two pieces to form a circle, a square, a rectangle and a triangle. Now you have to form 4 different shapes. What are the 4 different shapes? You have to form a square, a circle, a rectangle and a new shape that is called a triangle. Are we ready? Alright. Where will you write? At the bottom here you have space. Below the yellow box you have space here. You can write here. Alright. Now let's start. Rectangle. Let's start with a rectangle. To form a rectangle, which two letters will you need? To form a rectangle, you will need H and J. You will need H and J to form a rectangle. So write down H capital, J capital. What did you form? You formed a rectangle. Okay, now to form a circle, you will need letter G and letter L shapes. It's very simple. You just need to put this curve over this, alright, and this line will join here. So G and L. Write down capital G and capital L. You will be able to find a circle. Okay, next, let's form a triangle. How can you form a triangle? You look at this pointed part. Okay, so letter M and letter J again. If you put letter M and letter J, you will form a triangle. What will you form? You will form a triangle. Write down M and J. Okay, I don't have space here, so I'm going to go down to form a square. I'm going to write it at the bottom again, a further lower part of it. Now, we are left with a square. To form a square, you will need letter I and letter. To form a square, what will you need? Letter I and M, N. Letter I, and when you take it, flip it over, it will become a square. Letter I and N. Capital letter I, capital letter N. You will form a square. Write down. Okay, this is how we have formed the shapes using different cutouts. Okay, now let's quickly go to page number 108. It's a very simple one. It's follow the pattern, making the patterns. Now, Callie says, I agree squares and circles to make, I arrange squares and circles to make a pattern. What shape comes after the circle and why? What happens here? She starts with a square. She's forming a pattern like a square, circle, alternate. One square, one circle. The next square, next circle. So square, circle. What will come next? Now after the circle is a square. Very good. Let's do it. I want you to draw the square around the question mark. Okay, so there is a square, circle, square, circle, square, circle, and there is a question mark. I want you to draw a square around the question mark. I want you to draw a square like this. It should look like a box. Please use your ruler if you're not very sure how to do it. Now look at Bala. What shape comes next and why? Now, big triangle, two small triangles, big triangle, two small triangles, big triangle, two small triangles. So, again, big triangle, two small triangles. So, after the big triangle, what do you think will come? You will have to draw two small triangles. Draw two small triangles. Two small triangles. Yes, if you are drawing it small, you can fit in. Just like this. I have made one triangle around the question mark. Okay. Now come to page number 109. Now, what shape? David says, what shape comes next and why? Now, these are rectangles, same shape, different color, same size and the same shape. Only color is different. Green, yellow, yellow, green, yellow, yellow, green, yellow, yellow, green, yellow. So, next one, you need to draw a yellow rectangle and color this yellow. Color it. After you draw, you color it yellow. Okay. Then what does Annie says, let's see, I have a triangle. I have two different shapes. What are the two different shapes? That's a triangle and a square. So triangle, square, upside down triangle, square, triangle, square, upside down triangle, square, triangle, square, square, upside down triangle, square. Then comes the right up triangle. So you have to draw a right up triangle. Putting the question mark in and make sure color it again yellow. Alright, please follow the colors, okay? Alright, so this is going to be very simple for you to do. It's just, I think all these we learn in our kindergarten. Alright, in our kindergarten, when we are doing kindergarten, we learn all this, yeah? So finish this pattern by yourself. Make sure follow the colors, proper shape, okay? And this one, I will take a picture and I will upload if you need, because it's very simple, alright, and I will paste it for you to double check and do it in your book. Next, for homework, today I want you to do in your maths activity book 1A, page number 129, which says you can use toothpicks to make the numbers 0 to 9, okay? First of all, before starting, strike the word name, write down Thursday, strike the word class, write down HW and today's date. And then these four equations are being formed using toothpick, okay? This equation made the toothpick is incorrect. 2 plus 9 is not 5. Okay, this is a wrong equation. I want you to make a correct equation over here. They say move two toothpicks to make a correct addition equation. So you can use the toothpicks and the cellophane tape, something like this. Okay, this has been done by my past student. So I'm just showing you an example. So you can put up the toothpicks with the help of the cellophane tape. You can paste it and see how nicely it's been done. Okay, so follow. Here they say do the addition equation. Here they say do the subtraction equation. So do this, upload your work and post it. Okay, only the work given in the activity book, send that, upload that. And then you have this page 131 as well, which you have to answer the questions given here. Just form the sentence. Alright. So I will see you later tomorrow for your maths and science, and most probably we'll have a live lesson tomorrow. Okay, so for science we will have a live lesson. All right, you take care. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.